Hello, welcome back to Detailing and the Beast. Firstly, a quick apology. I do have to apologise. We are indoors again and we are working on this test panel again. I would love to be out working on cars. At the minute, it's just not possible. So we've got to make do with some indoor videos again. So this week, what we're going to be looking at is the new Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Pro One and Done compound. This is from their new Pro lineup. And we're going to be pitting this against the age-old favourite, Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. What I have done is I've sectioned off two large squares on my test bonnet. There are various marks in this bonnet. In fact, I'll come round and show you them now. And I've tried to keep this as equal as possible. So if I show you the general swirling and hazing in this, and then I have inflicted, yes, I've done that myself with a knife, I've inflicted a horrible scratch across the middle, and I have done the same on this one. Now there are some weirder marks up there, but the general condition of these two squares, I think you would agree, is pretty much identical, and that's what we're after. So, Turtle Wax were very kind and have sent the One and Done compound, and they have also sent across some pads. We'll go into this in a minute. But basically, they've sent us aggressive down to medium and fine pads, and these are all meant to be used with the One and Done compound. So the idea here is that with the platelet precision technology, they are basically saying that you can use any one of these pads with just the one compound. And what that will do is give you varying degrees of finish and state of cut and correction on these panels. So we're thinking something like the microfiber, perhaps, heavier cutting pad, perhaps, and then this here is perhaps a light cutting pad, and then finishing the whole lot off with a finishing pad, all with the same compound. Now, I'm also going to be doing the same test, and I've only got one set of these pads, and I do want to keep the same pads for fairness. So I'm going to be doing the same test with the Ultimate Compound. So what we're going to do, I don't know which one we're going to pick first. We're going to pick one of these polishes and compounds first. We're going to use them on these pads, try and take out as much of this abomination as we can. See what kind of finish we can get. We'll wash the pads out, and then we'll repeat it on the other square. Let's get to it. So we are going to start with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Now I am going to use all four of these pads as well. I'll do a couple of passes of each. Now the pads that they have supplied, they're Lake Country as far as I'm aware. They're Lake Country CCS pads rebranded into Turtle Wax. They're 5.5 inch pads, so you are going to need a 5-inch backing plate. And we're going to start off with this, which I believe is a Eurofiber pad. We're going to put that one on first. We're going to put some Ultimate Compound on. We'll do a couple of passes with that. We'll move up to yellow, orange, and finally black. I'll then get them all washed out, and we'll go again for the Turtle Wax One and Done compound. So that's Ultimate Compound done, all four pads. I'll just get my torch. And as you can see, that has not done a bad job at all. Bear in mind, these are entry-level products available in car motor factors. I think that has done a decent job. Now, the scratch. So we'll remind ourselves what the scratch looked like roughly before and what it looks like now. So I think with another few passes on that heavy pad, I think that that will be gone. Now there is some haze in there, hologram in there, but I do think that that has not done a bad job at all. I'm now going to go and clean these pads and leave them to dry, just because I want to use the same pads for the other test, and we'll come back later on and do the Turtle Wax one and done compound. Okay, so the 4 pads have been washed and dried, they're as good as new, and now we're going to move into the Turtle Wax one and done compound section. Again, the same sort of defects in this section. Heavy marks, a really heavy scratch. Let's see what this new Hybrid Solutions Pro line can do. So that's it, both patches done. We're going to go through and talk through some of the abilities and non-abilities of these things in a second. So we'll start in order we did them. So we'll go with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Now you can see all of the swirl marks and the oxidization on the panel there, absolutely horrendous. And when you move in, you know that is a massive marked improvement. So that's the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. The scratch, it has tried its best and failed, I would say. You can tell, especially on that part there, where it's tried to round the corners and round the edges of that deeper section of the scratch. But it is very much still apparent. So I would say Ultimate Compound will not take out something that deep. Now that hasn't actually gone through the clear coat, but it is a deep scratch. I would say you need something a bit more heavy duty for that. Looking in the natural lights, or the lights in this garage, you can see there is a massive marked improvement. However, if you have a look under this light with a direct LED, you can see the swirling here. Now you move in, all that's gone, but you can see them spikes out from the light, that's the hologramming. So the Ultimate Compound hasn't finished down very well, and by that I mean it hasn't refined that paintwork after it's cut it. So yes, that may look okay to some people, and yes, it has done a good job, a good improvement. But for me, that is not good enough, personally. I would want to put a refining polish or a finishing polish on that with a finishing pad, just to bring that up again another notch. Moving on to the Turtle Wax one and done. Again, it's the same sort of story. So you can see outside of the square, absolutely horrendous. Moving into the square, it's done a really good job. It's a really nice polish, that one. One thing I have to say at this point is that it does have a scent. So when you're working with it, and this is something new to me, I haven't actually come across compounds with scents before. This has got a nice mango scent to it, so it is really nice to work with. Again, the scratch in the middle will pick it up there. I think that has done less of a job than the Ultimate Compound. I think the Ultimate Compound has done a better job on them scratches. And again, you know, everything around it has been removed, but that still remains. Under the light, again, we do the same thing. I mean, horrendous. You've still got the hologramming. So again, this hasn't finished down amazingly well. And I would still want to hit that with a finishing pad and a finishing compound. So there you have it. 2 of potentially the most popular products going. So this has been a staple for years and years. And I think this, once it hits the shops, it is already out in the US. It isn't out yet in the UK until the springtime. But I think once it hits the shops, these 2 will be what people go for and what they'll pick up and compare. So, which one would I recommend? Well, before we get into that, I do have to say that these pads were Really good, really good. So I think that one's the Eurofiber pad, and these are definitely Lake Country. Just some thoughts on the pads and the pad choices. I found that the microfiber one, obviously being microfiber, absolutely drank the compound. So you were using probably double the amount of compound than you use on one of the foam pads. The foam pads really didn't need a lot at all. Great working time. They didn't seem to overheat. So yeah, I was really happy with the pads. As I say, we used the same set of pads on both of the tests. So nobody can call foul there. In terms of the finishing down, I think both of them struggled in terms of removing the hologramming. I think they really did struggle. And I would want to reach then, if it was me doing this, for something like this. Now this is Koch Chemie M302, which is their micro cut. I've used this myself before on my own car, and that really did bring the paint up another level at the end. So for something extra on top of these, you're going to have to use another product if you're that bothered. To the naked eye, as I showed, they both did a really good job. And at that point, I think I would choose the Turtle Wax. I think it did do just a little bit better. There's a bit more clarity. This one still looks like it's got some sort of paint defect finish in it. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got like little stipples and stuff in it, whereas this one is really flat. It's nice. You can see the metallic fleck in there. So yeah, I think I'd choose that one if I was going to do this just without using the lights and all that sort of stuff. In terms of their use, they were both similar in terms of their working time. One thing I did notice was this Turtle Wax One and Done. It was very translucent, whereas this was a lot more opaque when you were using it. And by that, I mean you could see through the compound whilst you were using it. So whilst I was targeting like this scratch and stuff, you could actually still see the scratch underneath. And that's good if you're trying to chase out imperfections in the paint. So that was something nice. And I do believe that Turtle Wax have intentionally done that with their formula. The other thing I liked about this was the scent. Now, as I said earlier, scented compounds are something I haven't come across personally before. And this has got a really nice fruity, I believe, mango scent to it. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That was a really nice touch. In terms of cost, now it depends where you get this one from as to what the cost is. So RRP on this, and I'm talking UK prices now, is £20. But on Amazon at the minute, you can get it as low as £13.50, and if you've got Prime, that's free delivery. The One and Done isn't available, as I said, in the UK yet, so I cannot find a UK price. However, on the Turtle Wax US website, it's $22. Yeah, $22, which rough maths is £16.50, which puts it slap bang in the middle of the two prices you can get this for. So when it hits the shops in the UK, I'm guessing they're going to be roughly the same sort of price. This will probably be a tiny bit more expensive because it's new. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I reckon they're going to be roughly the same price. And to be honest, they do roughly the same job. As I said, if I was going to pick one, if I had more scratches to get out, I'd probably pick this. If I was looking to just remove swirl marks and finish down, I'd probably pick this. So overall, I'm going to call that a tie. It's up to you guys exactly what you want from this compound and which one you would then choose. So I hope this has given you some insight into both of these products, what they can and what they can't do. If you found this video informative, please go ahead and hit that like button. The thumbs up button would be a massive help to me. I'm hoping to get somewhere close to 5,000 subscribers in the next couple of months, hopefully. And then we're going to go and push for the big 10,000 sometime in the next 12 months, I hope. So, yes, if you could hit that like button and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Anyway, I'll see you on next time's video.